Being an entrepreneur and an engineer comes with some interesting challenges. One of those is a lot of us as engineers are pretty introverted. That's not necessarily a bad thing because as you are being the entrepreneur out there pushing your product or service, you're probably interacting with other engineers as well. If you're providing engineering services, they're probably your clients as other engineers. And they're probably introverted as well. Or if not introverted, at least kind of sort of part of your same tribe. So there's kind of a brotherhood among the engineers that works well for someone who is in the sales role, but not the typical sales type of a person. In fact, a lot of engineers, we're very turned off by the typical salesperson that's viewed as being all fluff. It's a huge advantage to be an engineer selling to other engineers because at least you have the respect of being able to talk a common language and have some credibility in the topics of what you're talking about, rather than a salesperson who just happens to have learned some key words that are supposed to help with the sale. Being able to talk in actual engineering terms, and especially if you can talk about experiences that you've had, projects that you've actually worked on, where you've delivered an engineering solution, that can be an important part of the sales process for selling engineer to engineer. Not everyone that's an entrepreneur and an engineer is necessarily selling to the engineering market. That's where I come from, as we're selling engineering services and custom hardware and whatever that we build for typically engineers, engineering managers, maybe an owner of a small company, but that's usually also a fairly technical person. That's just the nature of what we do because we have highly technical custom products that we're working with to work with our customers. One of the other things that is an interesting aspect of the sales process working with engineers is that it's very data driven. You're providing information to engineers. You're not necessarily trying to sell the sizzle of the steak, so to speak. Of course, there are advantages and interesting aspects of your product that you're trying to push, but don't be afraid to just get deep and technical because that's what most engineers are looking for. They will, in fact, appreciate that as opposed to being sold something that is just all sizzle. Engineers can usually see right through that and see to the root of what's actually being offered. So respect your audience, be an engineer to other engineers, and you'll get that respect. You'll be able to have that conversation that hopefully eventually leads to a sale, because being an introvert, being an engineer can be extremely helpful to selling to those other engineers. Don't shy away from it. Embrace it. It's who you are. Get out there and talk to other geeks.